Hi everybody, welcome to episode 21 of the Teesside Business Podcast. Today we're being joined by Hartlepool IT Services. Very lucky they've come down to have a chat with us. Thanks very much guys, thanks for coming down and having a bit of a conversation with us around your business, which you're the first IT company that we've had on.
Okay.
I think we've got a couple coming in next year, but we don't have any more currently booked for this year, I don't think. I might be wrong. So if you want, we'll just get started by, if you just want to kind of tell us like a bit of your career history and what led you up to starting your own business.
Yeah, well, going back probably 15, 20 years, I've worked for several large companies, things like the Co-op Bank, and it got to a point probably, about 3 years ago, I ended up having a stroke and 2 heart attacks.
Right.
After that, I was made redundant. So basically, sitting around, not having anything to do, I thought, what was I capable of doing? So, yeah, I lost a lot of weight, got a lot fitter, and we talked and said, well, if nobody's going to employ me, I'll do this myself.
Yeah.
And so, a year later, we started our own business, and we're here surviving now.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's a bit of a theme. We've had quite a few people who come on the podcast who, through circumstances or, like I say, it happens a lot, obviously, in Teesside through redundancies, businesses closed down and then them starting on their own and thriving, which is brilliant. So do you want to give us a bit of overview of what Hartlepool IT Services does and like the specific services that you offer?
Yeah, when we were looking into the background and looking at what we could provide, we noticed that a lot of the local IT companies were targeting people and personal items, so fixing phone screens, tablets and so forth, and they were kind of missing out on the local business support. And there was lots of local businesses in the area which had a few machines. They relied on probably 2 or 3 office machines, but they weren't big enough to have their own IT company or IT staff. So we were really looking to support the small businesses which need IT help but can't afford to provide their own.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of businesses would be looking to have IT support and things like that? What's the main kind of problems that they would come into contact with?
Well, we're doing a lot of work for charities at the moment.
Okay.
We offer basically 1 hour free support for local charities. So if they have issues, sometimes that 1 hour gets them going and they don't have to pay anything. I mean, we do hourly rates. Basically any IT support from machines which don't work, people forgetting passwords, all the usual kind of IT related issues.
So if somebody's basically can't log on the computer or it's freezing, even stuff like printer support and things like that?
That's all our daily, what we daily do, yes.
So how have you found your first year of starting up in business?
Challenging.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, it's the actual work itself is because I've been doing it for 20 years. The actual job I find relatively easy.
Yeah.
It's the managing the time, the taking 100 things at once, taking phone calls, trying to manage everything at the same time. Yeah. Is the hardest part.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So is there anything like specific challenges that you found that like within the IT sector? Like you say, like did you jump straight into getting like a premises or a workshop, or did you do it like start like a lot of people have, start and doing it like not mobile, but like from your own home or garage, etc.?
I decided from the outset I was not going to work from home. It's never going to work for me. I'll either spend my entire life working and having no home life, or end up putting everything off and not doing anything. So we said, no, we're going to have an office, and we're still in the office we took when we started.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Is the office based in Hartlepool?
It is, well? It's in, where are we?
It's in Scarborough Street.
Scarborough Street, just by the railway station, yeah.
So is it, do you spend an amount of time in clients' businesses and things like that, or is it where just when they need you that you come out?
Well, from my perspective, I try to be not in the office. Because if I'm not in the office, it means I'm working. Whereas Denise spends her time in the office dealing with the phone calls and the general admin kind of thing. I try to not be there as much as possible. I try and be out and about. Even if I'm not earning money, I still try and be out meeting people and getting the message out there of what we do.
So do you do much things like networking and things like that? Is that one of the things you guys have looked into?
We have been, yes, certainly setting up networks for small offices, for shops, that kind of thing, where maybe they have the CCTV, they have their desktop machines. BT have put them a router in the corner and we don't know how it all goes together.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing we will do. We'll go in, we'll set their CCTV up, we'll set their offices up, we'll set their printers up, and hopefully when we leave they've got an entirely working system.
And is it just Hartlepool you cover, or do you
Well,
cover...
no, we cover the whole of Teesside. I guess the furthest we've been will be Darlington up to now.
Yeah.
But for me, Hartlepool to Darlington is a fairly large area to cover.
Yeah, obviously, you know, if you're going from Hartlepool to Darlington, it must be a 45-minute, nearly an hour drive, depending on where you go from. So it can be quite a distance to cover. Do you offer like hardware and things like that for people if they want new computers or new equipment?
Yeah, we can build to spec. It's basically one of the services we provide. I try and steer clear of box shifting. I don't want to fill my office full of boxes and try and shift them out cheaply, because I will never win.
Yeah.
I'm never going to compete with the online sellers. No. So I try not to. I try and provide the service. And it's a service which can't be provided at a distance. Somebody has to be there. And that's what I'm aiming for, really. Brilliant.
And so what kind of businesses are you looking to get into? Is it still, are you looking to expand like the charity side of it, or is it, you know, are you looking to get like in, say, call centres or doctor surgeries, or any particular business that do really well for you?
Basically any small business. So no matter what that is, we can go in and help. It's, like I say, it's just the niche of businesses which are basically have the machines, rely on machines, but are too small to employ somebody to provide that support. So places like dentists and that, if they're part of a large chain, the large chain usually looks after them. But if they're, say, an individual dentist, they'll need office PCs, they'll need to be able to print support.
Yeah, of course.
But there's nobody there to help them.
Yeah.
And that's where we're trying to fit in and trying to help.
I suppose it's always one of those things, isn't it, that no one thinks about it till something goes wrong, and then it's the greatest emergency, you know, ever. So do they pay you guys just an hourly rate to come out, or do you offer, is it like a monthly cost that you do for the businesses? Or
most businesses start out paying hourly. I mean, we do have plans where you can pay monthly or have an annual service contract, but most companies try to pay sort of each time, hoping that they don't need me again.
Yeah. But I suppose, you know, the more computers you have and the more the chances of it going up is just, you know, a higher type thing. So have you found like setting up business in Hartlepool specifically? Would you, has it been a good business community for you to set up in? Have they been welcoming? Like,
as somebody who doesn't come from Hartlepool, I mean, I'm originally from Manchester, but I've lived in Hartlepool, 10 years now? People in Hartlepool don't appreciate what they have. Yeah. It's one of those things, I think if you're used to it and you see it every day, you kind of don't appreciate it. Yeah. But coming from somewhere else, I look around and I see what the area has. Yeah. And I'm grateful to be living here. I really am. I think it's a nice place to live. And anything I can do to help people living in here, I do.
So what kind of stuff do you think that is there? Like, you know, there's loads of great stuff that happens, obviously, in Hartlepool. Obviously, you've got the marina and, you know, loads of great stuff. Is like, do you think that we take the fact that we've got, like, a local business community? Like, obviously, there's a lot of independent-owned business in Hartlepool. Do you think that they take that for granted? Is there a good business community over there?
I think the business community is really good, yeah. Sometimes it's hard to meet people, get to know people. But I guess small businesses, people live in their own little world and trying to do things themselves.
Yeah, completely.
And sometimes it's hard to get through to people, we can help or we can do this. But it's just education and and getting your name out there.
Have you tried doing like any like there's business networking events and things like that, like breakfast meetings and things?
Not at the moment, not up to now. I mean, we have had some emails and it's something we may consider, but we haven't up to now.
Yeah, a lot of businesses think that like it can be quite a good thing when you're getting started, obviously, just to meet businesses and things like that, which is, half the battle. So do you guys rely on, obviously, people phoning you with problems, or are you going around introducing yourselves to businesses? Like, I know every business is different.
Most of our business comes from personal recommendation, to be fair. It's, yes, obviously we have a website, we have to take phone calls, but I think more business comes from people who are recommending us. We've provided a good service to somebody and they've recommended us to somebody else. And I think that's really the best kind of advertising, personal advertising. So probably while it doesn't get us as many customers, it gets us more faithful and more reliable customers.
So are there any kind of like businesses out there that you guys would like to work with or partnership with, like obviously say, I don't know, like could be software developers or website builders or anything like that? Are you looking to like have those kind of relationships, or do you guys do that kind of thing yourselves?
I think certainly with something like web design and web support, although I can do it myself, it's not something I enjoy doing. It's something I struggle with. Yeah. So certainly with, say, somebody who can provide that kind of service. I mean, our son at the moment is at college doing graphic design, and hopefully at some point he'll come on board with us. Yeah. Until then, I mean, things like web design is something which we would appreciate. Yeah.
That'd be phenomenal. So is there anything that you would like the public and the audience to know about your business, or, like anything specific that you guys do, or anything where we can help you spread the message a little bit over what you guys do?
Just advertising, really, and it's just...
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting our name out there and getting people to know, what we're for and what we do.
Do you guys do like? Would you be open to people reaching out to you with questions and things like that?
Absolutely. I mean, we have a website. We try and respond within the same day where people sending emails. Sometimes it's not so easy if you're gathering a really busy day, but we try and set up, say, an hour or so aside just for giving people feedback and replying to requests.
So is that the best place for people to reach out and get in touch with you via email or the website, or do you have like a Facebook page or anything like that that's good for people?
We have the Facebook, we have email and the website. Probably the quickest response is via Facebook, because you sit there and you look at, whenever we get messages on Facebook before anything else really.
Yep. So you're open to like having like a Q&A service or anything like, so any of the listeners or the watchers, like let's say, they've got a program that won't load or whatever it may be, you're open to them asking, obviously, within reason of,
Yeah, I mean, people send us messages. If we can advise them and end it with with just a reply, that's great. A lot of the time we'd have to take it further and say, well, there's several possibilities, we need to see the issue.
Yeah, of course.
But until we get to that point, we're quite happy to give free advice via email.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. We'll make sure that everything's kind of like obviously linked on the description, so everyone who's watching can go through and have a look at it and things like that. So have you got like a landline number or something like people get in touch with? Or?
Generally, I use my mobile more than anything, simply because I'm not in the office, so the best way for people to get hold of me is via a mobile number.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great, really. That's like a really good overview, like, of your business issue. There's nothing else that you'd like to mention for anybody else, or
I mean, what else that we do is it's like same as people that are elderly or people that are ill that can't get out and about. Yeah. We do provide a free local collection and delivery service as well. So it's like if they ring us and they say we have a problem but we can't get to your office. Yep. Could you come and collect my device, repair it for me, and deliver it back to me again?
Oh, that's phenomenal.
We're happy to do that too.
Yeah, that's absolutely phenomenal. Because there is such like a big part, of the elder community and things like that who do rely on tech devices and things like that, whether it be emailing or even I know like not WhatsApp, but Skype and things like that is becoming like a more and more popular thing, getting in touch. So I imagine if these items go down, like it can be a really big impact for them. Yeah. So that's phenomenal. Any other little services like that or anything that you provide or you'd want to talk about, or even for businesses like quick call outs or anything like that, or
I think a lot of companies are confused about trying to get somebody in who can provide the entire service.
Yeah.
It's like they'll move into an office and they'll think, oh, we've got the phones, we've got the internet, we've got this, we've got that. We can provide everything under one cover, really. So we can come in, we can put the telephone extensions in, we can set up the CCTV, we can put the computer network in, we can put all the PCs in, and do it. Everything's encompassed in one. Then, instead of them trying to get somebody in to put telephone extensions in, then get somebody in to put the CCTV in, somebody to put the computers in. It's all linked, and we can do it all as part of one package.
Yeah. Oh, that's phenomenal. So they would just have like one guy's for like an all-stop shop for them. That's phenomenal because there's a lot of people who do like CCTV things. And do you offer like monitoring with that, or is it just the fitting of the services?
It's just the fitting and the providing of the system.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
But once the system's up and running, if there was any issues, we could have, we can go back and sort the issues out.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things which basically it either works or it doesn't.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. So that's phenomenal. Thank you so much for coming in and having a chat about your business. We ask everybody 3 questions who come on the podcast. So it's the same 3 questions we ask everybody. So the 3 questions are what success is and what it looks like to you, because every single person and every business is different. So one could be, some people say, I just want to be a millionaire. Others are, I just want to be able to do what I love. I want to spend more time with my family. There's no right or wrong answer. It's different for everybody. The second one is, have you ever had like a setback or a failure that's later learned or something great? For example, a lot of people talk about where, they've got like made redundant from a job that let them start the job, for example, which obviously is, you guys as well. And the third thing is one thing that you are obsessed about at the moment. People have said TV shows, people have said gadgets, people have said, their latest puppy that they've got, there's anything and everything. So it's just a bit of fun that we ask everybody. Okay. So there's such like a wide variety of answers. It's so personal. So we'll start with the first one, which is, what does success look like to you?
For me, success is not having to worry. Not having to worry about, say, money or family or friends. So it's not an exact thing, but if I can get up in the morning, know what I've got to do and not stress and worry about things, that's success. Yeah. That's happiness.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Once you start stressing over things and worrying and have I done this and have I done that, and I've got this to do, life is far less happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I aim for. I aim to not have to worry about things.
It's it's a massive burden on everybody. Feels the weight of the world on your shoulders type thing when you're worrying. So I absolutely agree with that. Okay, so the second one would be we use the word failure, but that's such a finite word. We just any kind of setback that you've ever had or anything like that's later led to good things for you or success or whatever it may be.
Yeah, I guess for me, I had a stroke.
Yeah, that's that's a pretty big one.
Yeah. Looking back, I don't want to say it's all my own fault, but we all live a lifestyle which leads up to events.
Yeah.
And I contributed to the lifestyle I was living, which led to me having a stroke, a couple of heart attacks, quadruple heart bypass.
God.
So, in a way, I did, I'm responsible for these things.
Yeah.
But I'm also responsible for coming through it and where I am now.
Yeah.
So, without those, it's probably the kick I needed to get my life in order and to be able to do the things I'm doing now.
Pretty serious kick, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
It must have been a very scary time, to be honest, to go through it.
Yeah, it was.
Was it like a lifestyle thing? Like, you don't mind me asking? That was a contribution to it, or?
It was one of those things where it was a bit of everything. Yes, I smoked. I didn't drink huge amounts, but I drank more than I should. Yeah. I didn't get enough exercise, which individually, none of these things kind of matter, but put them all together.
Yeah, over a period of time, and
Yeah, so now, say I haven't really smoked, so I cut down on my drinking. I go running every day.
Yeah. So did it all happen kind of at once, or was it over a period of time? Because
it was when the month before. Well, no, I had a stroke when I was 39, and then 3 weeks before my 40th birthday, I had a heart attack. So I was just in hospital for my 40th birthday. So it wasn't my best birthday, but we say life begins at 40. And for me, well, it very nearly ended at 39.
We have someone who came on a previous podcast called Kev O'Brien, who works in security and things. He was the same. He smoked his entire life. He had a heart attack, and obviously that helped, turn him around and stuff. Now he plays badminton and all that kind of thing.
It was really scary because before that we went Blackpool and we went to see a gypsy, and we went and had his palms read, and I went in one room to see one gypsy, and you went in another one, didn't you? So we came out and we were exchanging what we're saying, and he said, well, mine was a bit of a weird one, because she was looking at my lifeline, and she turned around and said, my lifeline ended at 40.
Mine?
I didn't think they were allowed to say stuff like that to you. That's petrifying.
Well, no, she didn't say it ends. She says, I can't see past 40.
Everything goes quiet at 40. And we couldn't understand what she meant by that. And we just wrote it off as just nothing. But then at 39, when things started happening, we realised that this is probably what she meant.
Yeah.
And he thought that he wasn't going to come through it at all, because obviously with the saying everything goes quiet at 40, we thought, well, this is happening at 40, everything's gone quiet, this is it, this is the end of my life.
Well, maybe it was the end of your old life that ironically has led to a completely new life of like you say, you're going running now and taking care of yourself and the new business and everything like that. So maybe in I suppose in one perspective, your old life did stop for a new one.
So now you won't go and have your palm read again, will you?
No, I don't like it. My wife was doing it. I'm not big on it. But yeah, that must have been I didn't think they were allowed to give you say stuff like that. So, but yeah, I can imagine it being a really, really scary time. So something a bit more lighthearted is something that you're obsessed about at the moment, and it can be anything. We've had people, like I say, rave about TV shows. We had people rave about computer games, gadgets, stuff in business. We had somebody who's got a cafe who absolutely loves coffee, and he talked about that a lot, and anything and everything. So is there anything that stands out?
Fitness.
Yeah. I've taken up running, and I run.
Yep.
And I run. And I even run when I don't need to run.
Yeah.
Because you can run.
It's quite a funny thing, really. One of our previous guests on, Andy Preston, recently put out a video that's on our page, and he talks about setting business goals and accountability and stuff, and obviously he's been very, very successful in business. But he says that if he needs to get fit and healthy, he won't do it. He can't get himself to do it. But if he has a marathon coming up, then he does it. You know. Yeah. So he talks about running a lot and things like that. So it can be. I've heard I don't run personally, but I've heard it can be quite addictive to do.
It is. It's one of those things where you go out there, and if you go out for an hour, it's just an hour's peace and quiet.
Yeah.
It's an hour just with your own head and dealing with your own issues.
Yeah.
And the running can be secondary just to being out there and being on your own for an hour and getting some peace.
Yeah, and it's one daft thing we always talk about. Obviously, Rick, who's behind the camera now, we both got dogs, and it's crazy how when you get out there, just walking your dogs and things like that, how problems seem to solve themselves or ideas coming. When you're out there on your own and just outside, whether it's in nature or walking around anywhere, it's crazy how your mind has a chance to breathe.
And for us, it was strange because it was kind of new, wasn't it? Because it was we were really overweight family. It was me and myself was nearly 20 stone.
God, really?
And you went up to about 14, 15 stone, didn't you? And our son, between us, we lost over 18 stone.
That's incredible.
And then it was after that when we decided that we were going to start getting fit.
Yeah.
So we did. We lost some weight, and we started going to the gym, which is when we met on Matt.
Yeah, Matt Johnson, who's a previous guest, who was fresh. Yeah.
And Matt, he was our personal trainer, wasn't he?
Oh, he's phenomenal. He's really, really
nice guy.
He
helped us to get where we are today, didn't he? So we have a lot to thank him for.
I've heard running's really addictive. Like say, my sister recently did the Great North Run.
Yeah.
For the first time, and obviously she ran for charity and things like that, and she really got into it, doing it, and she said it was a great form of escapism.
I don't mind running, but I would never do a Great North Run.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I think you're treated like cattle.
You are.
It's at the beginning you just crowded in.
Well, I never realised, my sister was telling me, because obviously I'd never thought about it, but there's the start time of the race, and then like obviously like you queue, and she was 3/4 of an hour away from the start line, so she had to walk 3/4 of an hour before she even got to the start line and then started running, because it's all staged. Because if you think like thousands and thousands,
so it doesn't really matter.
So she had a time and everything that she did.
So it's just doing that initial.
Because obviously there's got to be there's thousands of people, so it's like you've got to have a queuing system. I imagine but I never even thought about the logistics side of it. But when you think about it like that, like you really are. But she said one of the best things about it is not like if you strip away all that, it was how everybody like pulled everybody on, because obviously you do a great run, you've got to run for a cause, and everybody runs with stuff that's close to the heart and things like that. So I don't think running level would be my thing, but I can definitely see the benefit in it. Like a lot of people talk about it. So that's phenomenal, like that you had something that was like so bad and then turned it around into such positives.
It's weird that while I had the heart attacks, sort of before the bypass operation, I was at the point where I couldn't walk more than 100 feet. I'd be holding on to things and out of breath. And now, I can run 20 miles? Just not think about it.
That's a phenomenal distance when you think about it. Well, that's nearly a marathon, isn't it?
I've run marathons. It's, I say run 20 miles, that's my normal Sunday morning these days.
But that's great, you know what I mean, to be able to turn around and, there's a lot of people who would, something like that happens to, and they say, well, that's it, this is it. But to be able to do it as a family as well, because, I imagine the big changes that you've had to go through, and have the support of the family, it's like a phenomenal thing. You're both a great advert for Matt, I suppose, really, in helping you do it and things like that. But you have to do it at the end of the day. He's not in your house every Sunday morning telling you to get out of bed and run 20 miles. That's a phenomenal story. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. So that's fantastic, and I think a great high note to end it on, to be honest.
Thank you for having us.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's great to know your story. If there's anything else we can help with on podcast or share anything, please let us know. We're always happy to support everybody. This has been episode 21 of the Teesside Business Podcast. The Teesside Business Podcast is promoted and produced by Person to Person Market. Thanks very much for listening.